Welcome to day 38 of our Chronological Bible in a Year reading. Today we have Exodus 25, 26, and 27. Exodus 25. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, that they take up a contribution for me. From everyone whose heart moves him, you shall take up my contribution. And this is the contribution which you take up from them: gold and silver and bronze, and blue and purple and scarlet, and fine linen and goat's hair, and ram skin dyed red, and fine leather and acacia wood. Oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense. Shoham stones and stones to be put in the shoulder garment and in the breastplate, and they shall make me a mikdash, and I shall dwell in their midst. According to all that I show you, the pattern of the Mishkan and the pattern of all its furnishings, make it exactly so. And we're talking about a temple here. And they shall make an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 ema long, an ema and a half wide, and an ema and a half high. And you shall overlay it with clean gold, inside and outside you shall overlay it. And you shall make on it a molding of gold all around. And you shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in its 4 corners, 2 rings on one side and 2 rings on the other side. And you shall make poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold. And you shall put the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark, and lift up the ark by them. The poles are in the rings of the ark, they are not taken from it. And into the ark you shall put the witness which I give you. And you shall make a lid of atonement of clean gold, 2.5 ema long, and an ema and a half wide. And you shall make 2 cherubim of gold, make them of beaten work in the 2 ends of the lid of atonement, at the 2 ends of the lid of atonement. And make 1 cherub at one end, and the other cherub at the other end. Make the cherubim from the lid of atonement at its 2 ends. And the cherubim shall be spreading out their wings above, covering the lid of atonement with their wings, and with their faces toward each other, the faces of the cherubim toward the lid of atonement. And you shall put the lid of atonement on top of the ark, and put into the ark the witness which I give you. And I shall meet with you there, and from above the lid of atonement, from between the 2 cherubim which are on the ark of the witness, I shall speak to you all that which I command you concerning the children of Israel. And you shall make a table of acacia wood, 2 ema long, an ema wide, and an ema and a half high. And you shall overlay it with clean gold, and shall make a molding of gold all around, and shall make for it a rim of a topha all around, and shall make a gold molding for the rim all around. And you shall make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings of the 4 corners, but the rings on the 4 corners that are at its 4 legs. The rings are close to the rim as holders for the poles to lift the table. And you shall make the poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, and the table shall be lifted with them. And you shall make its dishes, and its ladles, and its jars, and its bowls for pouring, make them of clean gold. And you shall put the showbread on the table before me continually. And you shall make a lampstand of clean gold. The lampstand is made of beaten work. Its base and its shaft, its cups, its ornamental knobs and blossoms are from it. And 6 branches shall come out of its sides. 3 branches on the lampstand out of one side, and 3 branches of the lampstand out of the other side. 3 cups made like almond flowers on one branch with ornamental knob and blossom, and 3 cups made like almond flowers on the other branch with ornamental knob and blossom. So for the 6 branches coming out of the lampstand. And on the lampstand itself are 4 cups made like almond flowers with ornamental knob and blossom, and a knob under the first 2 branches of the same, and a knob under the second 2 branches of the same, and a knob under the third 2 branches of the same, according to the 6 branches coming out of the lampstand. Their knobs and their branches are of the same, all of it one beaten work of clean gold. And you shall make 7 lamps for it, and they shall mount its lamps so that they give light in front of it. And its snuffers and their trays are of clean gold. It is made of a kikar of clean gold with all these utensils. So see, and do according to the pattern which was shown to you on the mountain. Chapter 26. And make the Mishkan with 10 curtains of fine woven linen and blue and purple and scarlet. Make them with cherubim, the work of a skilled workman. The length of each curtain is 28 ema, and the width of each curtain 4 ema, all the curtains having one measure. 5 curtains are joined to each other, and 5 curtains are joined to each other. And you shall make loops of blue on the edge of the end on the one curtain, and do the same on the edge of the end of the second curtain. Make 50 loops in the one curtain, and make 50 loops on the edge of the seam of the second curtain, the loops being opposite to each other. And you shall make 50 hooks of gold, and shall join the curtains together with the hooks, and the Mishkan shall be one. And you shall make curtains of goat's hair. For a tent over the Mishkan, make 11 curtains. The length of each curtain is 30 ema, and the width of each curtain 4 ema, one measure to the 11 curtains. And you shall join the 5 curtains by themselves, and the 6 curtains by themselves, and you shall double over the 6 curtains at the front of the tent. And you shall make 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is outermost, and 50 loops on the edge of the second curtain. And you shall make 50 bronze hooks, and put the hooks into the loops, and join the tent together, and it shall be one. And the overlapping part of the rest of the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that remains, shall hang over the back of the Mishkan. And an ema on one side, and an ema on the other side, of what remains of the length of the curtains of the tent, is to hang over the sides of the Mishkan, on this side and on that side, to cover it. And you shall make a covering of ram skins dyed red for the tent, and a covering of fine leather above that. And for the Mishkan you shall make the boards of acacia wood standing up. 10 ema is the length of a board, and an ema and a half the width of each board. 2 tenons in each board for binding one to another. Do the same for all the boards of the Mishkan. Is the Mishkan the ark? Or the...
Where are we at?
Verse 17.
With 2 pegs under each frame, make all the frames identical.
Okay. Well, I think I mistakenly said the Mishkan was the temple, but I think it's the ark. Anyway, and you shall make the boards for the Mishkan, 20 boards for the south side, and make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under each of the boards for its 2 tenons. And for the second side of the Mishkan on the north side, 20 boards, and the 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under each of the boards. And for the rear parts of the Mishkan westward, make 6 boards, and make 2 boards for the corners of the Mishkan in the rear. And they are double beneath, and similarly they are complete to the top, to the one ring. So it is for both of them, they are for the 2 corners. And they shall be 8 boards and their sockets of silver, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under the one board, and 2 sockets under the other board. And you shall make bars of acacia wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the Mishkan, and 5 bars for the boards on the other side of the Mishkan, and 5 bars on the boards of the side of the Mishkan for the rear parts westward, with the middle bar in the midst of the boards, going through from end to end. And overlay the boards with gold, and make the rings of gold as holders for the bars, and overlay the bars with gold. And you shall raise up the Mishkan according to its pattern which you were shown on the mountain. And you shall make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine woven linen, the work of a skilled workman, made with cherubim. And you shall put it on the 4 columns of acacia wood overlaid with gold, their hooks of gold upon 4 sockets of silver. And you shall hang the veil from the hooks, and shall bring the ark of the witness there, behind the veil. And the veil shall make a separation for you between the Kodesh and the most Kodesh place. And you shall put the lid of atonement upon the ark of the witness in the most Kadesh place. And you shall put the table outside the veil, and the lampstand opposite the table on the side of the Mishkan toward the south, and put the table on the north side. And you shall make a covering for the door of the tent, of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine woven linen made by a weaver. And you shall make for the covering 5 columns of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, their hooks of gold, and you shall cast 5 sockets of bronze for them. Chapter 27. And you shall make an altar of acacia wood, 5 ema long and 5 ema wide. The altar is square, and its height 3 ema. And you shall make its horns on its 4 corners. Its horns are of the same. And you shall overlay it with bronze. And you shall make its You shall make its pots to receive its ashes, and its shovels and its basins, and its forks and its fire holders. Make all its utensils of bronze. And you shall make a grating for it, a bronze network, and shall make on the network 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners, and shall put it under the rim of the altar beneath, so that the network is halfway up the altar. And you shall make poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and shall overlay them with bronze. And the poles shall be put in the rings, and the poles shall be on the 2 sides of the altar for lifting it. Make it hollow with boards. As it was shown to you on the mountain, so they are to make it. And you shall make the courtyard for the Mishkan. For the south side screens, for this courtyard made of fine woven linen, 100 ema long for one side, and its 20 columns, and their 20 sockets of bronze, the hooks of the columns, and their bands of silver. And so for the north side in length, screens 100 long, with its 20 columns and their 20 sockets of bronze, and the hooks of the columns and their bands of silver. And the width of the courtyard on the west side, screens of 50 ema, with their 10 columns and their 10 sockets. And the width of the courtyard on the east side, 50 ema. And the screens on one side of the gate, 15 ema, with their 3 columns and their 3 sockets. And on the other side, screens of 15, with their 3 columns and their 3 sockets. And for the gate of the courtyard, a covering 20 ema long of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine woven linen made by a weaver, 4 columns and 4 sockets. All the columns around the courtyard have bands of silver, their hooks silver, and their sockets bronze. The length of the courtyard is 100 ema, and the width 50 by 50, and the height 5 ema, woven of fine linen thread, and its sockets of bronze. All the utensils of the Mishkan, for all its service, all its pegs, and all the pegs of the courtyard are bronze. And I'm pretty sure Mishkan is temple. I'm pretty sure it's temple. And you are to command the children of Israel to bring your clear oil of pressed olives for the light, to cause the lamp to burn continually. In the tent of appointment, outside the veil which is before the witness, Aaron and his sons are to tend it from evening until morning before Yahuwah, a law forever to their generations from the children of Israel. Okay, and that concludes our reading today. As always, thanks for joining me. Can't wait to see you next time. And peace and blessings and love.